Hello everyone, Ether Song here. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the Turf War reveal for Splatoon 3 and its release date. I'm going to be doing this in a couple parts, so I'm going to first watch through the Turf War, and then in the next part I'll stop at different parts of the Turf War and talk about things I'm interested in. But anyways, let's get started right here. So we saw right out the gate that there was a new mechanic of like jumping out of those boxes. So that seems pretty interesting. And we got wonderful new music. Definitely love the Splatoon music. And we can see all the people seem to have some new specials. So we can be able to see those specials throughout the battle here. And we got, what is this? It looks like, kind of like the, was it Ink Zuka kind of thing in the first Splatoon. I believe it's called Trizuka now. That's interesting. And we also have like barrier sub ability or something, it looks like. They put up a barrier there. That's interesting. And we got another new special here. So this is like, was it like a Suction King ink vac or something? So it sucks up ink, so it protects attacks and then shoots back. Kind of based on, I guess, how much you sucked up probably. We got a new weapon here, the bow. So that looks like it's going to be fun to play with. Not the best with the charger, but I'm looking to try out the bow. Oh, and this one, this is a cool like Spider-Man-like special, right? You can jump around. Looks like you only can get maybe like 2 or 3 jumps and then like maybe take out one person before you have to go back. But definitely seems like it's going to be useful for mobility and picking off enemies. And this is another fun ability here, like this crab mech kind of thing. What was it? I think called the crab tank. That's gonna be a fun one to play with. It's like there was like kind of like some new sub ability as well that this person was using on these new ones. So this looks like there's like speakers or something, and there's like 6 different speakers that all shoot maybe like automatically at the enemy or something, maybe nearby enemies. And we just saw like 3 ink strikes coming in there too, so definitely look like there's gonna be a lot of fun specials to use in this one. We see that barrier like ability come out again. And we see how the like arrows, they kind of like hit the ground and then explode. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, and we saw like the new ink kind of like dash mechanic, or like ink dodge mechanic, it looks like. We got some new jumping action here. This is called maybe like Zipcaster, I think the name of it. So you can like jump around the map. That ability. And we just saw the jump there, the squid jump kind of ability to dodge and attack. We're at the end, so we can come into the Turf War here. Nice, and I'm loving the music. And they got this new medallion mechanic at the end, so you can see kind of how you did overall in the match. And you got your team standing here, so that looks great. Yeah, definitely wonderful. It's coming out September 9th, so pretty soon. So definitely something I'm looking forward to this year. Probably the game I'm looking forward to the most this year. Let's go through this again, and I'll stop at some key points that I thought were interesting and talk about what I think. Yeah, so I guess the first thing right here is these new like boxes like you kind of stand on. So it looks like you can kind of choose your direction. I wonder if these work when you respawn as well. Do you like jump out of them again? I'm guessing you do, because there's no like big respawn point anymore. It's just these like boxes. So I guess it gives you a little bit more freedom to choose where you're gonna start. And also like another thing I kind of noticed here is when you jump out, it looks like you're kind of shiny. So maybe you have like shining like here. Looks like you maybe have some temporary invincibility or something. So maybe that's a way to kind of combat spawn camping. The spawn camping seemed to be kind of an issue in the previous games. And one thing I'd like to note about the specials that I've been seeing is they feel like a lot more impactful than Splatoon 2. Splatoon 2, it seemed more a little bit like team focused. But in this one, you have with the return of like Ink Zuka. It's coming back as a Tri-Zuka this time. So you get like 3 shots. So it seems a lot more powerful. Although like the Splatoon 1 felt like some of the specials could be too powerful at times. And then I felt like Splatoon 2, they were really, I don't know, pulling back to kind of like more team focused or just a little lackluster. Because you had like things like the splashdown is where you just like jump in an area. Which like it looks kind of cool, but it doesn't really have the impact as some of these other specials. So I'm happy to see the return of some of like these more impactful, like powerful looking specials. And they made sure not to, at least it doesn't look like they introduced any of like super invincibility things like the Kraken or like that shield ability that you're totally invincible. And looks like no return of ink armor, which is also, that was also a really powerful skill from Splatoon 2. Because while it didn't give you total invincibility, it gave your team the ability to withstand things that would have been a normal kill. So this seems to be like one of the options they're giving for a defensive kind of ability in Splatoon 3 here. They have this ink vac. So it can suck up like all the attacks coming your way, and I think some of the ink on the ground as well. And then it returns it back. I'm guessing based on how much you sucked it up, it then returns that back as a blast. And we can see that blast over there. So that seems like another powerful skill. All the specials are looking great, really. And the bow here is looking fun. Throughout the match, you can kind of see like the bows, the arrows or something seem to stick in the ground and then like explode afterwards. And that's another ability. This looks like it's gonna be fun. Kind of interesting how they added like this jump mechanic so you can like jump around a train in a lot of different ways. Be able to flank people a little bit easier. And we have the crab tank here. It's definitely looking like it's fun. Did it like have like a shootout, like a bigger blast or something? I'll have to go back a moment here. I think it's just, is it just like a Gatling gun kind of thing? Oh, it looks like it has like another ability where you can like shoot out like a bigger blast or something there. Oh yeah, and at the end of that, it looks like it's gonna like self-destruct or something, but it doesn't. And I'm not sure, there's like this sub-ability here. And it shoots out like something like in a straight line, and it kind of leaves this remaining thing. And I'm not exactly sure what that does yet. We'll probably get more info on that later. And we can see the arrows there kind of exploding. And this is the return of like the killer whale. I believe it's called Killer Whale 5.1, so it's kind of like another music theme kind of thing. But it's probably not as powerful as the original Killer Whale, which could like wipe out everything in a line. It seems like it has 6 or so, I think, weaker speakers that kind of like auto-target maybe enemies in an area. They kind of seem like they're moving on their own, but they definitely look like they have quite a bit of range from what I'm seeing, so that's nice to see. And we just saw, I'm gonna jump back a moment here. So the ink strikes. So return of ink strike. So it looks like 3 smaller ink strikes, perhaps. And it seems like before they fall down, there's like a little bit of notice. I don't know. It looks like you can see the beams. So you're like kind of given notice that something's going to come down there. And then they fall down. I say that's like another kind of returning ability, a modified thing from Splatoon 1. So it seems like they're kind of bringing back the Splatoon 1 abilities that were kind of a lot more like noteworthy, I felt, compared to Splatoon 2. I'm not saying like the Splatoon 2 like specials were horrible by any means, but I just felt like, yeah, the Splatoon 1 ones had a lot more impact behind them. Definitely look like it's gonna be fun jumping around the map with that, even if it's a little bit short. And we can see the killer whale thing coming out here again, and look at that range. And also along with that, we can see the new like squid jump, like dodge mechanic coming in here. You can see them doing this. When they do that like dodge thing through it, I believe you get like invincibility frames. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays. I'm not sure if it'll be too powerful if like somebody has a blaster and you can just like invincibility frames through their blast and then shoot them in the face or something, but we'll have to see. And we can see the big ink vac thing coming here again, blocking this person's attack. That seems like it would be very powerful for like a team to stand behind their teammate using that and just shoot the enemy while they can't damage them at all. But overall, yeah, definitely looking forward to Splatoon 3 here. I'm loving the specials. I'm loving how it looks so far. Most anticipated game this year. So I don't know. Everyone watching the video, tell me what you think of Splatoon 3. Tell me if you're looking forward to it. And I hope to see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.